You see bikes every day, and you don't stop to think about them. They're ordinary. This is being challenged by an innovative carpenter who lives in Cape May, Max Samuelson. His bike is attracting a lot of attention in town, and to think it all started with a quote from a movie.
My name's Max. I live here in Cape May. I was born here. I went to school down here, then I went to Westchester University for college. Traveled around a little bit, lived in California for a little bit, and now I'm back here. I have a construction company and now a wood bike company too. And I'm a lifeguard for the Cape May Beach Patrol in the summer.
What gave you the idea to make wooden bikes?
Well, it's a bit of a story. I had finished a couple other projects. I had built a table, I had built a piece of equipment that I used to row boats. And I was complaining to a friend of mine and his girlfriend one night that I didn't have a project to work on in my spare time. And she quoted the movie Wedding Crashers. And there's a part where Vince Vaughn's making balloon animals for kids at a wedding. And a brat kid comes up and says, "Build me a bicycle clown." So she quotes the movie and says, "Build me a bicycle clown," which was supposed to be a joke but ended up turning into a wooden bicycle after a couple months.
Do you prefer wooden over aluminum bikes?
Over aluminum? It depends who you're talking to and why. They both have their strengths and weaknesses. They're different. If you wanted something super light, you probably would have to go with aluminum. But if you wanted something smoother, you would want to go with wood. So I would prefer wood because I just think they're a lot nicer to look at.
Did you learn how to build a regular bike before you created the wooden bike?
No, I just used general carpentry skills. I own a carpentry construction company. So I've got a lot of like furniture making background and construction background. I used my knowledge of bikes to make the design.
Are they made out of like recycled wood or is it just regular wood?
The first one was made entirely out of recycled wood, or I should say scrap wood. So no wood at all was bought for that bike.
Do you create different varieties of bike?
So far there's two. There's a road bike for somebody who's more up with the language of bikes. It's a single speed road bike with a freewheel, which means that you can coast on it, but it's only got one gear. It's got a handbrake, not a foot brake or a coaster brake. And the second style is what we call the Z or the 007, and that's built to be a single speed bike. Now that they've all been built up as a cruiser style because it's a beach, it's the summer. They're all built up as a cruiser. However, they can be outfitted with components to be either a cruiser or a road bike or whatever you want. We've just chosen to put cruiser style components on them. There's a third design in the works, which means I've been thinking about it. That's going to be more of a performance model. It can be either a mountain bike or a road bike, but it's going to be performance.
How much are you willing to sell these for? What do you think?
They're going to go like around $2,500, depending on which materials are on them and in them. Some woods are far more exotic than others, but some of them we've taken even a step further. Some of them have like handmade English leather seats and handlebars and this and that, so some of them are even more fancy, if you will, than others.
How does the bikes react to the weather? Different weather conditions?
There's no reaction to the weather because all the wood grain is sealed. They've got lots of different coatings of different materials on them. It was pretty cool actually. We took them to this place. They all got hung in a special room. They spray it and then they bake it for 4 hours at like 100 degrees or so. And then 4 hours later, there's like a window of time where you have to do it again. So it got quite a complex finish on it. And then at the end, we put another coat of what's called schooner varnish over that.
What's your plans on making more bikes?
The original was made piece by piece, by me, by hand, one piece at a time, and it took way too long. It was fun, and I enjoyed it, but when I thought about making more to sell, I looked back at how long it took me to do that, and that was just not realistic. So I came up with somewhat of a different style construction, but I've made jigs and templates and stuff like this that allows me to make them very accurately, more easily. So making more of this design is quite simple at this point.
Max, he builds wooden bikes. What do you think about that? What are your thoughts?
I think it's great.
I really like it. Actually, it's very sleek looking.
It's pretty cool.
think they're great. They're not going to rust.
Yeah? Would you buy one if they were on the market?
I probably would.
If I was going to buy a bike, yes, because I like the looks.
The opening show of them is going to be this Sunday the 9th of August from 5 to 8.